Chapter 10. Hisk the Weasel Captain watched the bankvole rummaging about near Badring's longhouse. Sneaking silently up, he pressed a dagger against the unsuspecting creature's back.
"Be very still, or you're a dead beast."
Drop did not move, nor did he show any surprise.
"My name is Drup. Kill me, and you'll answer to Scalrag. I'm his spy."
Hisk moved the dagger point up to Drup's neck.
"You're lying. I think I'll kill you anyway."
"Do as you please, Captain,"
Drup shrugged.
"but I have valuable information."
"Like what, for instance?"
Hisk curled his lip contemptuously.
"Like the 3 prisoners in your pit, for instance. They're not there anymore. They've escaped."
Hisk spun Drup around to face him.
"You're lying. No beast could escape the prison pit."
Drup let a sly smile across his lips.
"Then go and see for yourself. If I'm lying, you can always kill me later. I'm not going anywhere."
Hisk grabbed Drup by the neck fur and held the knife to his throat.
"Then I'll go and see for myself. If you're lying, I'll come back and kill you. Scalrag won't save you. Oh, didn't you know? He's been missing since last night."
Badring was on top of the wall top when Hisk sidled up and whispered in the tyrant's ear.
"The 3 beasts we had in the prison pit are gone."
Badring narrowed his eyes.
"Gone? What do you mean? They've died or been killed?" "No, sire. They've escaped." "Rubbish. No beast escapes my prison pit." "That's what I thought, sire, but they've gone sure enough. I went down and checked myself. The strange thing is, there's no sign of escape. The grating was locked tight, and the pit was secure." "How did you find out they were gone?" "A bankvole slave, name of Drup, told me. Said he was Scalrag's spy."
Badring toyed with a lethal-looking dagger, tapping it against his teeth.
"He may be useful to us. Have him brought to my longhouse tomorrow. Make sure none of the other slaves know."
A cry rang up from the shore.
"Badring, old messmate, sing out! Have you had enough?" "Is that you, Clog, me hearty?"
The tyrant smiled thinly as he slipped back into the old corsair language.
"I'm the one should be asking you that question. I've burned your ship, stoved in your boats, and left you with naught but the sea behind you, and me with me fortress and me ord in front of you. What do you say to that?"
Captain Clog's irrepressible laughter rang out of the darkness.
"But you're a few beasts short. My bully slew a good number of yours, and I've got your old messmate Scalrag trussed up like a fowl, ready for the pot. Oh, and some of your darling little slaves have escaped. Did you know that?"
Badring tapped the dagger against his teeth before he replied.
"Out with it, Trollman. What do you want?" "A truce and a parley with me old one-time shipmate." "Ho-ho! There's a change of tune for you. Why should I parley with the likes of you, you great pleated sea swab?" "'Cause if you don't, I'll lay long siege to your great palace. It don't cost nothing to camp right here on your doorstep and fish your waters and plunder your fields. Me and my buckos ain't going no place. I could keep a war going until you're dim in the eye, long in the seasons, and white in the beard. Then you won't get no fancy empire built, and sooner or later your horde'll starve. So be a good cove and parley with me."
Badring considered the offer for a moment.
"Give me until morning to think about it, Trollman. Meanwhiles, How about you return Skalrag as a sign of good faith? You always was a canny one, matey. So be it then. Open your gates, and we'll let the fox go.
Now it was Badring's turn to chuckle.
The gates stays shut and locked. You ain't going to get 'em open with a battering ram or a fox. I'll have some of me base let down a basket on a rope, and we'll hoist Skalrag in with that. Ho, ain't you the suspicious one? And me coming here all in good faith. Right-o, mate, we'll play your little games. Boggs, Grouch, loose the fox and point him on homewards. Good night to ye, Badring, and may the sunny seasons hover round your bunk.
Badring sheathed his dagger.
And good night to you, Trollman. May the gentle breezes always fill your sails with the scent of southern roses.
An hour later, Badring had Skalrag on the torture rack, extracting information from him. Brome and Feldo got on all fours and kissed the damp sand several times. It was sweet to be on land, whether damp or dry. The squirrel took stock of their position. I know exactly where we are, Brome. You see all this charcoal on the tide line? Brome's paws crunched on the stuff as he bent in the darkness and picked up a piece.
It's burnt wood, half waterlogged. Wonder where it's from.
Feldo pointed out into the bay. Right there, mate, where the corsair ship burned and sank. Over yon hills lies Fortress Marshink, so we best go quietly. Brome grasped Feldo's paw firmly.
Where you go, I go, mate. By the way, where are we going?
To Noonvale, eventually. But first, we must look for our friends. We'll find somewhere to hide up for a bit and dry out. Then we'll see if we can lay our paws on some food. We can't do a thing until it's light, except rest and eat. They walked south across the beach, towards the cliffs. Brome chattered incessantly.
Rest and eat. That sounds like a good idea. I'll bet an acorn to an eggshell that's exactly what Rose and Martin are doing right now. Lying back and feeding their faces. Grum'll be doing the cooking. Next to my mama, he's the best cook in Noonvale. Once he starts stirring stew or soup with that little ladle he always carries. It smells so good. Why, I'll even bet that he's found some...
Hush, Brome. What's that sound?
The squirrel had clamped a swift paw across his garrulous young friend's mouth. Both creatures stood stock still, listening. The sound carried on the night breeze. Instruments were playing, and some beast was singing. Brome pointed to a faint glow emanating from a crevice in the cliff face. When they were closer, the friends both bellied down and crawled the rest of the way cautiously. It was a type of lean-to tent, erected between a two-wheeled wagon and some rocks. A fire glimmered, throwing the creatures inside into grotesque, silhouetted shadows against the canvas. Brome and Feldo lay in the darkness, listening to the song. Oh, we're the rambling rose-hip players, and we please both old and young. O'er a field serene and forest green, our praises have been sung. We're the rambling rose-hip players, and we'll take on any part. Bring a tear to your eye to make you cry, or joy to the saddest heart. Though the road be tough and the patch run rough, and weather be cold or gray, with a smile and a song we'll travel along on our rambling rose-hip way. Hey! A heavy voice boomed out as the song finished.
No, Bala, you're supposed to catch Celadine as the last line is sung. You did it far too early, and she wasn't there to take the fan from Gouchy. It's not good enough. Let's try it again from the beginning. 1, 2, oh, what a Bala, will you stop eating that pasty and take up your position? Here, Give me that confounded thing. You've had quite enough. A half-eaten mushroom pasty was flung from the lean-to and struck Feldo squarely between his ears. The pasty was followed by a hare, who dived on it, jumping on Feldo's head in the process. Bad form, that, chucking a chap's supper about, Rowan. Hey there, there's a bally squirrel here, trying to use me pasty as a hat. Confusion followed. Brome leaped on the hare, trying to wrest him off Feldo. The squirrel was hanging gamely onto the hare's whiskers, trying to avoid the long, flailing legs. Mice, a mole, and 2 squirrels came pouring out of the lean-to, tripping and falling into the confusion of paws, legs, ears, and tails. Pandemonium reigned as a jumble of creatures squeaked, grunted, and howled. Feldo was a seasoned fighter. Scrambling from under the others, he climbed to the top of the heap, about to set his teeth into the tail of whoever was headlocking Brome. Here! What's all this about? Come out of it this instant! Feldo was swung aloft by a massive paw to find himself staring into the stern, dark eyes of a big, old female badger. She growled fiercely at him. Clamp those lips and put those teeth out of sight. Otherwise, I'll do a bit of biting. And I've got bigger teeth than you. With her other paw, the badger cuffed out, sending creatures rolling this way and that. Catching sight of Brome, she hoisted him high off the ground in her other paw and shook him. Behave yourself, you little wretch! What's your names, both of you? And what are you doing hanging around our camp? Feldo reached between his ears, disentangling a bit of pasty. He tasted it and nodded approvingly. Mushroom pasty. Wait, don't tell me. It's been fried with spring onion gravy. Very nice. The hare picked up the remains of the pasty from the ground. Wiping it off, he ate it, speaking through mouthfuls. If you wanted some of our tucker, old lad, you should knock on the wagon and ask politely, what? Instead of sneaking round. Brome waggled his paws indignantly from his position in the air. We weren't sneaking around. We saw your firelight and heard you singing, so we came over to investigate. Oh, by the way, I'm Brome, only son of Urinvo, and this is Feldo, late of Marshink. Hello. The badger set them gently down, as the hare made a very elegant leg. Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. Allow me to introduce us. We, sirs, are the Rambling Rosehip Players. I am Bala de Quinswold, actor and tragedian. My large friend here is Roanoke. She is our cart puller, props mistress, and principal baritoness. The 2 young squirrel maids here are Trefoil and Celadine, soubrettes, sopranos, and acrobats. The mole, Buckler, is our juvenile lead, comedian, and catcher. The 2 mousemaids, Gouchy and Castern, are balancers, chorus, and general company cooks. There you have it, my friends. Would you like supper? Brome pulled at his slack belt. Indeed we would, sir. My backbone was just talking to my stomach about food. They tend to stick together when I'm hungry. The hare nodded admiringly, his floppy ears waving to and fro. Well said, young fella. A creature of infinite jests, what? Inside the lean-to, it was snug and warm after the stiff night breeze on the shore. The Rambling Rosehip Company were kindness itself to Feldo and Brome. They were given cloths to dry off their sea-damped fur as they sat round the fire sipping carrot and celery broth from scallop shells. Roanoke brought out 2 tunics, similar to the ones the rest of the Rosehips wore, quartered gold and crimson, with a green border and black tie belt. Here, you best put these on, though I'll have to let yours out a touch when I have time, Feldo. You're quite a sturdy sort for a squirrel. Celandine stroked Feldo's strong, bushy tail. I'll say you are. Feldo coughed nervously and accepted a hot mushroom pasty from Buckler. The friendly mole passed Brome a sizable wedge of pie. Your meister, honey and blackberry. Spicky like summit sweet.
The young mouse took a bite and rolled his eyes.
Do I ever. Sweet things are good for the voice, you know.
Gouchy was nibbling an apple and carrot together.
Are they? I never knew that. I only eat apple and carrot myself. Do you sing much, Brome?
Without warning, Brome let forth a swift yodel with his piercing tenor voice.
Tra-la-la-la-la! Do I indeed? Try and stop me, Gouchy.
Bala picked up a small accordion and tuned it.
Good for you, young fella. Do you know the Bobble Riddle song?
Brome winked.
You play it, and I'll sing it.
Bala played the introduction, and Brome began singing, with Roanoke providing a fine baritone harmony line. It was so catchy that the entire company, even Feldo, clapped their paws in time with the lively melody.
Bobble-o, 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 if you know, tell me where I do grow, high above the lowly earth, and yet I flourish for all I'm worth. Bobble-o, 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 tell me now if you think you know, I hang between the earth and sky, green or brown as the seasons pass by, as around me all the birds do fly, and just before the winter, away go I. Bobble-o, 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 tell me true, I'd like you to try.
There was long applause, and Brome had his back patted so heartily it began to ache.
Excellent! Top hole, young'un!
You've got a fine voice there, Brome.
Oh, it was the best I've ever heard. You never missed a beat. Well done. I wish we had a tenor who could sing half as good.
Feldo scratched his head. What was it? Brome took a bite of his pie.
What was what?
The thing in the riddle song. Green, brown, growing in the sky, and then flying away before winter with the birds. What was it? Bala nodded towards Brome.
That's for the singer to tell, old lad.
Brome winked at Feldo.
What else could it be but a leaf?
Roanoke sat down between the two friends.
Now, tell me about yourselves. Where are you from, and how did you come to this place?
Outside, the wind whistled across the bleak northeast sea. The rain had stopped, and a quarter moon showed between the scudding night cloud formations, throwing down a moving pattern of dark and silver across the shore. Snug in the crevice of the lowering cliffs, the company crouched in their makeshift tent. Inside the lean-to, Feldo and Brome sat around the fire, eating and drinking as they related their story to the newfound friends they had made, the rambling rosehip players.